Audi didn't invent snow. That was someone named God. They also didn't invent all-wheel drive. Depending upon which source you believe, four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive were invented in the early 1900s. But when you drive the 2011 Audi A8, you may think otherwise. The Audi A8 makes it feel like German engineers invented snow and ice just to show off the traction and braking of their all-wheel drive system called Quattro. We caught up with an Audi spokesperson at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
We're at CES because we feel that this vehicle epitomizes connectivity, epitomizes consumer electronics integration. All of our cars are mobile consumer electronics devices. They're the fastest consumer electronics devices on the market.
An electronics show is exactly what happens every time you start Audi's flagship. The Bang & Olufsen advanced sound system is a more than $6,000 option. The most remarkable thing about the audio system is these little tweeters that float up from the dashboard near the windshield. Yeah, they could probably just mount them in the A-pillar or fix them in place, but what fun would that be? And for a $6,000 stereo, there better be something cool going on aside from just superior sound.
This is the only luxury car that I've driven that has a one-touch button on the side of the seat to resume the seat massage. So in other words, you're not going through 8 different menus trying to find the massage pattern that you liked the last time you were in the car, instead of keeping your eyes on the road. And the heated and massaging seats are definitely under the category of don't knock it till you tried it. On long trips, it makes a difference. You don't have those same pressure points. I think it keeps the circulation going, your back doesn't hurt as much, that type of thing.
2011 is the first year for the all-new Audi A8-L. The L stands for longer wheelbase, which basically means you'll have a lot more legroom in the back seat.
A8L is a very new vehicle for the North American market that's connected, very agile, lightweight because it's aluminum, and top-of-the-line navigation, entertainment, multimedia system. Also top-of-the-line safety.
The extra legroom in the back seat is a big deal if you have tall kids, tall friends, or if you're driven around a lot but you think stretch limos are for bachelor parties and proms. By the way, have you noticed how much taller the teenagers have gotten recently? I think it has something to do with the growth hormones in the chicken and beef, but that's just my opinion. But back to the review of the 2011 Audi A8.
And new for North America, we're launching the online feature set that is Google Search. We are the first on the market also with Google Search that is voice activated, so you can literally say, search for pizza restaurants and it will find them. Or you can search for CES 2011, something that's very abstract that wouldn't be in your normal navigation system database, and it will find CES 2011 and map it to the map and say, come to the convention center.
The 2011 A8 has a 4.2-liter direct injection V8. That power plant generates 372 horsepower. The 0 to 60 speed on the 2011 A8 is about 5.7 seconds. That's fast enough to make you either beat everyone else to the boardroom or put your driver's license on the endangered species list. Again, the L version is great if you have a driver during the week.
The car provides a Wi-Fi hotspot so that you could surf the internet with your tablet, for example, your iPad or your laptop, and say go to YouTube, check your email, Facebook updates, etc. Things that are not centric to the main display that's in front of the driver.
The reason I say during the week is that the A8 is truly a pleasure to drive, on weekends or anytime, even if those weekends include a trip to your ski house in scary weather. The Audi Quattro system is not only a wonder of engineering that gets you going in bad weather, the Audi can also help you stop in icy weather. Yeah, I know, everyone says all-wheel drive doesn't mean all-wheel stopping, but several chilly Bambis may owe their lives to Audi's expertise in both snow and ice. So did one other creature that avoided being roadkill because I was driving the A8 on an icy road at night instead of a lesser vehicle. The braking and handling were so good on ice that Real World Test Drive actually contacted the PR department at Audi. Here's what Sarah Toyson had to say, quote, "A new generation of ESP with electronic all-wheel drive torque vectoring is integrated with dynamic steering and the optional sport differential for maximum collision avoidance capabilities." I'm not sure what torque vectoring is either, but it does sound really cool. Sarah went on to say, when the accelerator is released abruptly, brake discs are cleaned and the brake fluid system is pre-filled to improve brake reaction times. Okay, that part we understand and it's important. What it means is that if your foot suddenly leaves the accelerator, the Audi figures you're going to slam on the brakes and it gets ready. Sarah also says Audi Braking Guard warns the driver of critical situations with an audible warning and a braking jolt. In the case of unavoidable collisions, emergency braking is executed autonomously to minimize impact. In non-PR speak, that means if you're going to crash the Audi anyway, the German flagship will try to slow your vehicle down to minimize the damage. Audi also says the aluminum space frame on this car not only affects the overall performance of the car, but the reduced weight helps with stopping.
What about an emergency? Is there emergency notification?
We don't offer any concierge services, any sort of your traditional telematics services. That's a different type of feature set that is not envisioned in this vehicle.
The 8-speed automatic transmission Audi A8 gets 17 miles per gallon in the city and 27 on the highway. The base price for the A8 is a little over $78,000. When you add in the $6,000 record player, LED headlights, and a bunch of other stuff, the 2011 A8 comes out to be about $93,500. I'm Grant Winter for Real World Test Drive.